Every coloured pencil starts off like this, bright, powdery pigment. But it's the secret recipe for transforming these pigments into colourful cores that sets professional pencils apart from student-grade ones. Every ingredient, from pigments to waxes and oils, and even the wood, is carefully chosen to make these pencils perform better on paper. A set of 120 Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils costs $350, 14 times as much as a similar box of Crayola-coloured pencils. And some brands price their sets at over $550. But professionals say that compared to cheaper alternatives like Crayola, the difference in quality is glaring. Making high-quality coloured pencils involves more science than art. So how did chemists and engineers perfect them? And why are they so expensive? At Faber-Castell's factory in Stein, Germany, workers churn out a whopping 2.3 billion pencils a year. Making them takes a surprising amount of precision, starting with these, the pigments. Just like people, the particles of each pigment have their own distinct personality and behavior. Some are rough and edgy and scratch across the paper, while others are smooth and silky. But size also matters, down to the micrometer. Faber-Castell says ideally, 90% of the pigment particles should have a diameter of less than 40 micrometers. It says this is perfect for creating a core with a consistent texture and vibrant color that applies smoothly.
Wenn zu große Partikel da sind, dann führt es eben zu keinen gleichmäßigen Applikationsverhalten. Dann gibt es eben so andersartige Farbstriche in der Abgabe, im Laydown. Und das will man natürlich vermeiden.
Balancing the pigment's behavior requires adjusting the other ingredients. Unlike cheaper alternatives, professional colored pencils have a lot more pigment than filler, so it's important that the balance of ingredients is just right. The ingredients are top secret, but Gerhard Lugert, a chemist at Faber-Castell, told Business Insider it's a specific combination of oils, waxes, and fillers that binds the pigments. The result is this mixture, dough-like clumps of colour. But each colour has a bespoke formula, because not all pigments are created equal.
Wenn man eben eckige oder Pigmente hat, die etwas gröber sind, dann kann man gegensteuern, indem man dann meinetwegen den Wachsanteil höher nimmt und das ein bisschen kompensiert.
After the mysterious blend of waxes, oils and fillers is mixed with the pigment, it's pushed through this high-pressure machine. The result? Identical pencil-length cylindrical cores. Workers bake the cores in batches to harden them. Then, they dip the dry cores in a melted mixture of waxes and fatty acid derivatives. Faber-Castell's coloured pencil cores are 3.8 millimeters in diameter, making them less likely to break compared to Crayola's 3.3 millimeter cores. The company randomly tests cores from each batch to make sure they won't break under pressure. Quality testers apply pressure to the cores at a 60-degree angle. They shouldn't break until the force is at least 3.3 kilograms. The core's performance is also scrutinized with smear tests like this one.
Wir schauen den Farbabstrich an und das heißt, wir vergleichen den Farbabstrich zur festgelegten Referenz, damit eben der Kunde über Jahre hinweg die gleichen Abstriche auf Papier bekommt.
Pencil cores made by different brands each have their own characteristics. The wax base of Caran d'Ache's Luminance pencils is soft, so the colour melts into the paper. That makes them great for creating gradients. Faber-Castell's coloured pencils, on the other hand, have a harder core, so they're best for fine lines and realistic details. Even the wood encasing the cores of professional-grade pencils is carefully considered. A pencil's wood determines how long the pencil will last and how well it will sharpen.
Zedernholz ist eben der Porsche unter den Hölzern, eben ein sehr hochwertiges Holz. Der Geruch des Holzes natürlich, die Färbung, die Spitzbarkeit. Wir haben keine Blaufolie, keine Astbildung. Also Zedernholz ist wirklich das, was die hochwertigen Stifte eben produziert werden.
At the factory, the cedar is cut into planks, which are stored for months until they're dry. Grooves are milled into the wood, and the cores are slotted into the planks. Another identical plank is glued on top, and they're pressed together before the next machine cuts them into perfect pencils. But the pencils shouldn't just perform well. They must also look and feel expensive. Workers mix dyes to the exact colour of the cores to create a water-based varnish for the outside of the pencils. Another machine coats each pencil with this varnish. The pencils are then stamped with the company's branding, and the end caps are dipped again, rounding out the top of the pencil. Every step of the way, the pencils are checked for visual defects, like chips and varnish irregularities, and the faulty ones are removed.